Hello, everybody. Oh, I'm so sorry. We got raided by Amplitude, and I was away getting a cup of coffee. Goodness gracious. Shall we begin? Welcome in, early birds. Kia ora, everybody. Whether you're watching on the Twitch stream or the YouTube stream, thank you for joining me today. And a huge thank you and shout out to the wonderful team at Amplitude Studios. Thank you for the raid. And welcome in to any wonderful people who are joining us. Today, I'm going to be playing some Humankind, as you can probably tell. I'm also going to stop that chat from showing up twice. As much as I love you, I don't think I love you twice over. Apologies. We'll just cut that one out. Yes. So today I'm playing the Bolivar update for Humankind. Brand new beta. Just launched literally about 3 hours ago. The updates usually come out at around 3 a.m. New Zealand time. So it's 6 a.m. now, and we're going to jump in and do it. Boom. There it is. Fantastic. Yes, and welcome in. First stream, let's go. Yeah, this should also be a better one for you European viewers like you, Mortish. Because I know that, unfortunately, our time zones are almost polar opposites. So a very good evening to all of the wonderful European viewers. Anyway, let's begin. Oh, and there is that beautiful soundtrack. So, oh my god, it's finally here. I'm so excited. Today, we're going to have to start a new game. Of course, I assume there's compatibility issues with the previous. This looks like a fair roster of competitors, actually. I can see a couple in chat already. So shout out to you. Doc, do you drink the unholy brown instead of being of your raid? I know. Ridiculous. Ridiculous. Yes, this is the beta branch. Information in the description. Basically, beta branch, you can download it through Steam right now, which is awesome. So, I think I will play on... Ooh, pollution effects. There's our first change. I'll shoot for probably either a fast or a normal. I think I'll go for a fast. Although I'm actually really tempted to have a look through Blitz today. I'll think about that. Let me know. I'm reading both of the chats. The only solution is for me to move to Europe. It's true. It's true. But the default avatars smile a bit creepy. Say no more. We'll leave all of those on. Obviously not playing on Metropolis difficulty. The AI has been scaled a bit, actually, in this update. So why don't we treat today as a little bit of a test run. Let's go fast pace. Let's go maybe Empire or Civilization. Mikasa, Yukasa, Mikasa, Yukasa. Last time I played on Empire, so I'll try Empire. Custom maps we won't do. Competitors you can already see. And then the last thing to do is to make sure that we have too many people crammed into a too small of a world. A normal world made for 6 players. So let's make sure that we have 8 and leave everything else completely default. Fantastic. Brilliant. I am so excited to try out this update. So all of the information's in the description, but we're dealing with a lot. I didn't check the new luxury settings. It's too late. Gosh darn it. It's not too late. Actually, those matter. Those matter. Those do matter. There is so much. Also, a note from Amplitude. The infrastructure yield preview is broken. Can't hotfix it. It'll be in the update. Just an FYI. Luckily for us, there is plenty more update. There are plenty more update fish in the sea. One of which, as Doc points out, is something that's worth considering. Luckily, all of those settings will have saved, so that's totally fine. But I do want to quickly check in the map settings, in the world settings here. Aha. So now we have luxury resource distribution as well as amount. This is good. This is good. Spread, natural, and clustered. So historically it has tended to be either very spread in my experience or very clustered. Let's put it on spread. We spread out across the world as much as possible. Most territories will have at least one. So that's like the balanced mode, I guess. Natural, normal, clustered, for a bit of a laugh. Okay. Neat. I love all of the little tinkering and customization mechanics as well. Every little one that they add in makes it more. Curious how spread is the default. I believe cluster is what it used to be. Yeah, nefarious. I believe it used to be fairly clustered as well. At least that was my experience with it. Thank you, Stephen. I appreciate the words of support.
Our universe contains infinite stories.
6 o'clock in the morning in New Zealand. That's right.
Most of which are about
it's dark,
rocks and ice,
it's raining,
sub-zero temperatures,
it's cold. But it's a beautiful day in here.
There is a story. Here is
thanks to
begins.
humankind. Great to have amplitude in the stream.
You
Yeah, I agree, Mortish. I totally agree. It is awesome.
Out of the raw stuff of
It's awesome.
Earth.
And thank you also to everybody on YouTube who's liked the video. We have already 43 viewers, 60, 70, 80 across both platforms, which is amazing. And Huck, thank you for running the polls on Twitch. My God, I appreciate you. Okay. Oh my God. Horses? Copper? River? Woohoo! Hype. The hype's rubbing off on you, Nefarious. It's contagious. Somebody hold him down. Oh, brilliant. Ooh. Does this look different? The trouble with update day is I always think that I see updates where there aren't any. The phantom update is real. So I have to watch myself very carefully. Let's move along the river and stick to the high ground. A shame we haven't found a single discovery, because this is a beautiful world. I need another Jumbo After Dark stream. It's been a hot minute, alright. Oh boy. Yeah, it's been a hot minute. Time zones. 3 turns to get back to that science. Why is this good why do bad things happen to good starts? I'm gonna keep it though. But Mr. Krabs, I have an idea. I think in this situation where you can't see food, you actually don't move off the river. I think you stay on the river and you bounce back and forward, up and down it, because there's enough fog to hide it. Arcalis! With a whole load of underscores. Thank you for following on Twitch. By the way, we crossed over 1,100 followers over there, which is very cool. Jumbo and restarts. Name more iconic duo. Don't you start with me. I mean, you're right. But no, I'm going to keep this because this is good. I just think that maybe there'll be food actually hidden down in this fog. Okay, no, I'm just totally lying. Well, me then in my early start. Okay. Oh, look. Complain and you shall receive.
Full bellies
Neat.
And healthy children.
These nuts provided 10 food, which is good but not great. Let's send this unit back onto the river. I think the same logic applies. The river has fallen into fog, and now hopefully more food will spawn. While that's happening, I'm going to look for some high ground and get a bit of visibility. We're playing on fast speed. We haven't found a lot of food. Here's some. And there's my growth start. So we could actually just move through. Regular viewers will know that the knowledge star is fairly important. Fairly important. I do believe this is a good game to play. Yeah, I do. I tend not to play bad ones. Any suggestions for the ancient era? Tend, not always. Yes, please. Do put in your cultural suggestions for the ancient era. We have a lot to consider, including updates to war, including the last update, which is still very important. Changes to the merchant cultures, changes to the aesthete cultures, and their abilities. So, potentially something to work on there. You're going to move along the coastline and grab that food. You're going to jump in this way and grab this food. That wasn't even planned. It just happened, and I love it. And then this unit definitely wants to claim this territory. And here's some food along a river. It's a bloody freshwater harvest. Neat. Let's send the freshly harvested unit upstream. Maybe actually there could have been some value in sending it out that way. Yeah, maybe. Do I want to wait for the knowledge star? We've already lost Joe, the Olmecs, Nubians, and the Bantu. An unknown culture has picked. I like this. So, Mycenaeans could be really fun in this update. Shout out to Old World with the Hittites. We could go with the classically good duo, Egyptians or the Harappans, who I haven't played in a really, really, really long time. Why is the Knowledge Star important? The Knowledge Star unlocks a special event which can give us either +1 food, production, or science per population. The science one is especially powerful. Yep, especially powerful, I would say. But they're all good. Oh, damn it. Yeah, all good. Happy to answer some questions. Or actually, the Assyrians are very powerful, and maybe a nice middle ground with the influence generation. I'm going to put up a poll with some short listed options on YouTube. Huck is maybe going to kindly handle it on Twitch. If you can't, let me know. I can do it. And I'm going to put the Assyrians. Do not underestimate the Assyrians. They're an expansionist. They have influence generation. They've got a fast, powerful rider and extra movement speed and ransacking strength for the rest of the game. Could be useful. The next one I'm going to queue up is not the Egyptians, but the Harappans, because I haven't played them in 5 ever. And then last but not least, we'll queue up the Mycenaeans as well. Those are going to be my 3. Mycenaeans, a militarist, Harappans, an agrarian, and the Assyrians, an expansionist culture. Let me do the poll. Ben, Hoff, Huck, amazing. Assyrians and Harappans, and last but certainly not least, the Mycenaeans. Did I say the Johnsonians? Hittites? I leave the Hittites off. I leave the Hittites off because the Mycenaeans exist. Yeah. Cyclopean Fortress counts as a maker's quarter, provides +3 industry. You can place it anywhere. It also provides stability. This thing is nuts. Minus 20% units cost on sorry, unit production industry cost for the rest of the game. I mean, +1 strength, cavalry discount. Mycenaeans are the militarist pick for me. While we're thinking about that, I wonder if I can get 5 science. I doubt it very much. However, there is a little bit more food, so what I'll do is move through. If one of our cultures gets taken and it's the one we want to play, I'll reload. If not, stay in here. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. It is new. Ever a reason to pick the other half of the cultures? I like to do off-meta plays. I do like to do off-meta plays, personally. But not so much at 6 AM. No. Yes, I think so. I think you can do themed runs. I think you can do historical runs. And also, the power of a culture varies a lot depending on the ones that you picked prior and your neighbors and things like that. So, yeah, I actually do think that most cultures in humankind have a solid use case. It's just some of them are blanket more powerful than others. The Mycenaeans would probably beat the Hittites. The Egyptians would probably beat, I don't know, the Babylonians. Although a lot of these are really good. Joe, fantastic. Phoenicians, love them. Olmecs, off. Nubians, great. Bantu, surprisingly flexible. Grabbing that food was not particularly useful. It got us 1 extra unit. If they can find some science, maybe if they can't, just desperately trying to settle something, somewhere, somehow. We do know that there's a little bit of science down on these rocky fields. Down on them, they're rocky fields. But they're difficult. They're difficult. Wow, we've got over 100 people watching at the minute already. That's amazing. But only 22 likes on YouTube. Can I get a like bomb? If we all do it at the same time, we'll send a tidal wave through the algorithm Oh, shoot. I haven't even done it myself. One sec. Hold on. Okay. There we go. I was number 23. Okay, let's have a look. Have we lost any of our top 3? No, of course you haven't, you big dummy. Okay, great. You do want to hang around here, but I guess we could have a look around this forest and then walk back again. It's fine. Let's take this
Just
science.
because a culture died out doesn't mean it wasn't worthy of study.
Ooh. Hello? It looks like the knowledge star is out of the question. Which makes me think that probably if they start to take the cultures, I'll bail. Oh, they actually didn't. Okay, cool. Well, in that case, the show must go on. We lose this fight something horribly because I don't have very good combat strength against a player unknown. That's fine. You're going to waste all of your movement to jump on the river, but we're definitely going to place down an outpost here. This territory is fantastic. So we grab that one. It also looks like we probably grabbed this one too. I see at least 3 resources. Oh. Oh, stream issues, potentially. Is everything all right on your end? Thank you for the like bomb. Look at that go. Sorry about that, everybody. I think a reload. I think if you reload the stream, it should be okay. It looks to me like there was just a little issue with the stream quality. Sorry about that. We should be all good now. Do let me know if it's continuing for you, though. But it looks to be all good on my end. And it looks like... Yeah, it looks to be all good on my end. And it looks like... So thank you for that. Hopefully the stream isn't stalling or anything. Yeah, we should be fine. And thank you for all those likes, too. You literally doubled the number of likes. And we've still got... twice as many viewers who haven't liked it yet. So, it's amazing. Right. Oh, and Aaron! 9 months! There you go. All good here. Thank you, Ben. Aaron said thanks for the V Rising code. Already loaded it up. A mini pixel for 9 months. Brilliant. Yeah, I gave away a few codes for that game on the Discord and on the YouTube members page as well. And I'm glad that you got one. Wicked. Wicked awesome. I'm yet to play it myself. I saw Potato McWhiskey was playing it yesterday, though. Huck pointed that out to me. So that's cool. It's got, you know, some attention and some hype. The reviews look pretty good. It looks like an interesting game. I was thinking about playing it today, actually, but then one must play the Bolivar beta if one has access to the Bolivar beta. Shame there wasn't 3 science in that, but there is here. So, note that's food. Anybody? Any scientists? Surely this way. Okay. That's alright. We've got more options. Nobody panic. Everything's fine. Food. I'll allow it. Try to find a wander to see the effects. Yes! Let's do that. There should be one. There should be one. There's always one. Excited to see the revamped wonders as well. They deserve to be unique. And that mod that made them unique was just a brilliant, simple adjustment. Now it's in the game. Okay. So I could head down there and fight. And I guess I do that. Yeah. Okay, fine. Still Sadly, unable to get the scientist star. I still don't have to move through, though. I wonder if any culture is going to ever choose. Maybe we're maxed out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Plus me is 7. So there's one other. Me and one other have been incredibly indecisive. Let's explore the world. I wonder. Yes. Let's explore the world. One wonder at a time. Oh, dear.
I bet you're absolutely
I'm not exploring
See how
that
your
part of
fighters
the world.
handle themselves.
Okay. Okay. Now, here's an interesting choice. Do I go for the food, or do I try and get this last science to try and move through this era? I'm going to try and get the last science. It was a bad move. But that's okay. There it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Okay. Also, I think I've figured out that it actually doesn't matter because everybody else has already chosen their cultures. So I'm just going to be massively far behind. It's fine. Oh my god. And the victor spoils over here, though. Jeez. Let me tell you. Gonna have to move those units fairly quickly because we have another enemy on our shores. I also want to claim this here outpost. And a 917 on a non-Egyptian, non-Harappan start looks absolutely brilliant. Let's do it! Because no one chose the Harappans. Poor Harappans. They're so good. But the Harappans won on Twitch? Oh, jeez. Why do my children do this to me? Where do we have more people watching and voting? Let me have a look. Okay. So, YouTube at the moment, we have 77 viewers, 51 likes. Nice job. And on Twitch at the moment, we have 27 viewers. Damn, we're over 100! Let me have a look at these results. See how you Twitch voters voted. Okay, it was very few in number. 5 versus 3 versus 1 for Harappans, Assyrians, Johnsonians. So we need to add at least 5, 3, and 1 to the overall total from Twitch. And then YouTube, what have you got? 65 votes in total. Definitely YouTube. Okay, YouTube. You take this one. Let's get thinking about the next era while we're here. But absolutely, it was really close between the Assyrians and the Mycenaeans. Holy cow. 39% to 37%. Does that mean Twitch is the tiebreaker? I don't think it is quite. I hilariously think it could actually be a perfect tie in terms of number of votes. But the Assyrians have won in terms of a percentage gain, I guess. God damn. What a vote! Democracy at its finest. Okay, so we've got this knowledge star. Neat. What is this event? The Fungal Hoarder. Take +2 science. When in doubt, take science. So, here's the trait that I was talking about, storytellers. +1 science per population on city, as opposed to +1 food per pop. +1 industry. +1 science is better for both the way it scales and also that science is a little bit more difficult. A little bit more difficult. Oh, thanks. I didn't even see that, but thanks for grabbing it, Huck. Wow, look at the YouTube stream go. Thank you for tuning in today, everybody. YouTube alone is at nearly at 100 by itself. Woof. The power of a coordinated refresh and like strike. Shout out to you again, Spiffing Brit, for showing YouTube streamers how it's done. I could actually win a 2v1, potentially. What's this? 13 power? What am I? 10? Early science is also harder than food industry? Yeah, it's absolutely the rarer of the two resources. I think we're going to handily beat my target of 80 likes by 8 AM. We've got 60 at... oh, we might get 70 by 70 AM. I always choose storytellers? You have to. Yeah, you absolutely have to. It's... wow. Okay. Looks like the auto-resolve is... no better. I'm just going to take the L on that one. I deserve it for auto-resolving. Alright, let's choose the Assyrians. A reminder, +1 land movement speed and 5 combat strength. Also our Danu, +2 influence on this fortification, and a neat little Assyrian rider, which we should, yes, be able to take advantage of, because it only requires 1 horse. And here you can see I've got 3. We'll leave 1 unit to chop trees, and then probably disband these 2 as populations into our capital once we move through. Turn 10, a little slow, but not terrible. I'm not going to fight that guy. Oh, if I'd stayed on the river, I could have got more food, but that's alright. I'll take my 5 food from pillaging the sanctuary and call it a day. And, like I say, this unit's probably just going to chop these trees. Neat.
Ah, the challenges of a young
Joe is F tier? How dare you?
When they have the wheel,
taking uphill on a river?
don't.
Yeah, I mean, there are plenty of tiles. There are plenty of tiles in a combat zone. You wouldn't need to stand on those 2.
You're not going to be a very nice neighbor, are you?
You're live already, I love it. Yeah, Chaos, early today. Early today. Super early today. Inspired by the Bolivar update, a terrible night's sleep from me, and an early appointment. A combination of 3 things have combined to be a very European-friendly stream, which is neat. Okay, I'm going to manually resolve it this time. And we'll do this 1v1 situation. They've got the flag, which is actually quite annoying, but that's what I deserve. Luckily, I've got the high ground. Bye. Okay. Tidied that up. Okay, so we've got Bibbly Boss right next door. I wonder if that means early war. Also, does anyone else think that the game sound is obnoxiously loud? Just me? Like this is a little bit louder than I normally have it. It could be a bit better. I was at my expansion stability, so we should keep an eye out for outposts to steal. Oh, but I also need to find wonders, don't I? So now that we've got 5 movement points, thanks Assyrians. Neat. Let's see if we can go and find some new wonders. Game is much more stable than at launch. Yeah. Yeah. Very friendly to you as a European. Yes! Yamasa! Yeah, no, nothing game breaking for me. We'll see though. I want to disband both of these guys into this city. Neat. Right, so both of these units will disappear into Assur. Now we have 2 population here, as demonstrated by the 2 dudes. I can place this wherever I like and get 2 influence out of it. It's pretty good. However, the Pottery Workshop gives +4. It is a good district, but only really at scale and spammable, and it's particularly good actually on outposts. Because we can buy it with influence. That's its real strength. So let's try and get it hooked up on outposts. We'll also take... Gee, I am really tempted for an early domestication. Over calendar, though? Yeah. Oh. No. Oh. Yeah. And then carpentry for the archer. And hopefully between horses which can't climb walls and archers, we should be able to maybe test out the early war and the overall new war mechanics, actually, in humankind. Neat. We do want to claim this. We also want to send you... Now, I believe there was an alert earlier. No? Yes. Aaron. Thank you, Aaron. How can I combine Aaron and Assur without it being us? Assur. Assuran. Aaron is awesome. Not quite. It'll do. Alright. I actually can't chop trees yet, so maybe we get rid of you too. Useless. See you later. Once we get the... I think it's archery we get tree chopping? No? Yes. Sweet. So once I get archery, I can do that. Which kind of means that that unit would have sort of been wasting its time. So let's convert it into a food. It is going to struggle a smidge, so we're going to need extra food on this place. Ooh, neither of those are lovely food tiles, but that one will do. Probably means we need early harbors. This looks suspiciously like a wonder, but it ain't. It's just some standard mountains. It's not my favorite wonder. But hopefully we'll find one somewhere. Any wonders? A Suron? Oh, actually, I like that too. That is good. That is good. A Suron. The pun! Neat. GMT plus 8. Fair enough. Still trying to decide if it's worth picking up again. I guess if you're saying picking up again, you mean if it's worth putting your time into it. It's on Steam. Jumbo actually has an affiliate link in the description and a fanatical link. Yes, I do. Thank you, Peter. This is Humankind. It is a beautiful game. And Huck, thank you for mentioning those links as well. I appreciate it. Yes, I've been a fan of Humankind since before it came out. I've been covering it for around a year. It's a brilliant little 4X. Little. I always say little. Here. It's not little. It's a brilliant, big, turn-based historical 4X game with a very neat fame reward system and era-based system. Ah, look! The Phoenicians have just proposed to improve your relationship. All right, Phoenicians. Oh. Neat. If you pay for it. Otherwise, no. Okay, so we're along the Mississippi River. We'll be able to improve these shortly. This unit is going to keep exploring. Keep on trying to find some wonders. Might send you out to explore down this way. And you are going to claim an outpost near Bibliboss so that we can strike down and in. Hopefully using our Danu as well. So maybe if I set up on top of this hill... place a Danu. It's a fantastic little territory. And then we'll just fire down into Bibliboss and take it because it is down in a very unfortunate spot, actually. Poor Bibliboss. It's got a river which could disrupt me a fraction, but apart from that, I think we'll go for an early conquest there. Let's go. And maybe duck and weave our way through these mountains. Okay. Neat. Get the second territory hooked up? Yep, totally. Want to get that hooked up to a Suron. I think that there's also quite an importance in getting this hooked up next to Bibliboss, because taking a capital is much more important than connecting a territory. However, I want to get my fort, place it on this hill. Actually, that would have been a great spot for a market quarter in future, but that's all right. Put it on the hill for defense and because it wasn't on a river. It'll do.
Go ahead. Be smug.
And I think we'll also connect these horses because we'll need them. I'll buy out that farmer's quarter so that we stop starving. I'll actually throw... we don't need everybody on food this turn. Just 2 people. Now we need an extra person on food or we'll starve. Time to found our religion. It will be polytheism. Neat. Now what do I want to build next? 5 turns for +5 food. Farmer's quarter, give me 5 and 3, but cost me some stability, which I shouldn't really have an issue with. No, we can see I have a 19% surplus. That is also new in this update, by the way. An amazing offensive territory, isn't it just? It's a strategic commander's dream! Ah, man. Okay, Acheron. We will want +1 combat strength and liberty for the extra influence. It'll also make this district now a +4 rather than a +2. Potentially making it much better. Food is an issue though, so I'll do the animal barns. I'm gonna need population if I want to train units. So let's hook them up. This is a great spot. I'm just gonna stand here and hold it. It's so good. And maybe we'll move across all of these braided rivers. Still unable to find a natural wonder. Has anybody seen a marvel of the world? And this will be the first tree that we chop, so we'll just stand here and wait. If in doubt, zoom out. It's a little bit of a cramped continent. We can already see 5 other capitals. That's fun. Set up on purpose, of course. This is a normal world, but with 8 players. So it's a world that's designed for 6, but I've crammed 8 in.
Appeal,
Partly for the chaos.
Be careful.
Oh, hello,
Your
Olmix.
people don't start-
What do you say to this appealing proposal?
No persona name. Interesting. You are light green equals you. Good to note. Yeah, because it's not as upfront. Maybe I could change that in the settings, actually. Doc is the Olmix. Yes! Go you, Doc! Oh my god. Hey, I think we can hit 100 likes on YouTube before my 8 a.m. target by far. That's insane. Sorry, I'll stop mentioning it. I just can't get over it. Jumbo has already answered this, but is there a reason the avatar change? Beta update. Beta update, beta update, beta update, I'd say. Let's trade luxuries with the Olmix. And buy their salt. This will provide +5 food to us. So this is a no-brainer. You obviously buy that. 23 bucks for +5 food. It's taking me 5 turns to produce 5 food. Who will lead our religion? All. All peoples. Still working on the animal barns. Could argue that connecting the sage would be more useful for +3 food in 3 turns. If we shift people onto production, we can do it in 2. Yeah. Have a little bit of extra production here. Attaching this territory will also help a great deal. So let's focus on... So there's some salt for 5 food. 5 money. We're also not making a lot of money. So I could try and fill that blank. Or we have silk. But this is industry on maker's quarters. So probably less useful than these other 2. So I'll grab those first. Oh my god, there's more horses. I didn't even see that behind the sanctuary. I'll take them next turn. Still just going to stand here and hold this territory. But considering it's pretty important strategically, I think I'll bring a unit back. Prioritize holding that over exploration. 2 units may not even be enough. Sadly. I could send this 3rd. Instead of chopping trees. Train a tree chopper instead. It's only 2 turns. I'll do that. I'm a little scared. To be honest. A little hesitant. Perhaps. Classical era, there'll be more cultures to choose from with new districts. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Hey, Immortal Sin! It has been a while!
It's time to
brilliant to see you! How good. Yeah, nearly hit 80 likes already. I was not ambitious enough. In fact, the next person to do it will actually hit that target. I thought we wouldn't hit 100. I thought we wouldn't hit 100 today because I wasn't streaming at my normal time. And I hadn't planned it or announced it, or I just woke up at 5 a.m. and thought, you know what? Humankind update! Yeah! Oh, dear. Okay. Horses. My king. Connect those. And then I think before that next luxury, maybe I connect this. What are we on? 23. What do you cost? 18. 1 more turn. I'll connect it up now. It's fine. Ooh. There's something to pop back for. Run you over that way. Keep visibility over this area. We don't want them popping up onto this river and taking this. God, I would be mad. Although, actually, as an expansionist, could potentially use my expansionist ability and just take the outpost out from underneath them. Gotta go pick up the kid from school. Okay, all good. Thank you for letting me know, Huck. Any of the other mods would be welcome to jump over, and I can try and moderate you over there too if you're interested. But yes, the era breakdown of this game is very fascinating. You'll see it play out soon if I don't dilly-dally. Back to the hill where I stand. A little bit of a discovery there. We'll bring this unit along that side. Bring this one up this way. And then in Acheron, which is growing in 1 turn. Just leave it as it is. As I get more money, I'll look to pick up more of these. Saffron. Food per farmer's quarter. Why not? Franklin! Why not? It's party time! Thank you, Franklin, for a $3 super sticker and a ginormous thumbs up. Did I know Did I know that nothing in English starts with N and ends with G? You got me. You did. So I look wonderful in the Olmec outfit? Well, it's not, Yeah, you know, actually you do. You do. I can't fault that. We'll need city defense, bronze working, and likely organized warfare as well, but I'll focus on the task at hand, and then we'll come back to that.
I think things
Trade luxuries with the Phoenicians.
I can live
It's a
with
freaking
this.
lootly. Thank you. Probably time to train a couple of units once the animal barns are done. We'll get an Assyrian rider and an archer to begin. And... nom! Attach this up, transferring over its food, its populations, all of its wonderful things. Let's get people on science and on industry, although doesn't make a huge difference to the number of turns if I put an extra person on science, so I'll try and move through the technology a bit better. Those to be resolved before engaging them. Yeah, isn't that good, Nefarious? Isn't that good? Loads of tweaks to the AI. A lot of them may be completely unknown, but we'll see. I really hope that the fix to the AI choosing to sortie, choosing to come out and fight you when they have a defensive position inside of a city, giving up control of their flag, I hope that that's changed. I really hope that they've... well, it has changed. I hope that it works as intended, is what I should say. Can I see what the newly visible Civic unlock conditions look like? You sure can, my friend. You sure can. Let's take a look-see. Actually, another really important update for transparency within the game. Civics were this enigma. You didn't quite know how they worked. You had to Wikipedia it. Now, when we mouse over, cool! Unlock the Civic. Have a city with City Watch and have your empire's stability is unstable. Does it go right the way up? No. So it reveals the next unlock, clearly, action to unlock it, and then, oh no, I'm wrong. Yep, no, we can just see right the way up. That's actually even better. That's actually even better, because a lot of these civics were probably so far buried that they were completely unknown. Usually it's 150 influence per turn. See, like, I didn't even know that that was how you got that. Have at least 6 research quarters in your empire and possess at least 1 holy site. Right, that one's a common one. Comes through a lot. Patronage, 5 merchant era stars since the beginning of the game, and meet every empire. Yeah, that is absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Let's get the cheaper output costs. And it really goes well alongside a couple of other changes too, right? Like inside of the city here, the stability feed, this little thing underneath output where it says 100% to 100% with a 22% surplus, calculating that for you makes a big difference where stability generates influence and influence buys your civics. So those two systems feeding into each other really well. And also, there were meant to be some UI fixes inside of the city overview. Those didn't go through as intended, Amplitude were telling us earlier. But they still intend to include it in future updates. Yeah, see, you totally could have thought that civics would have unlocked randomly, and that would have been a totally fair assumption because there was no information really up front. I mean, you could assume that there was some sort of tree, like hierarchy to it, but outside of that, it was difficult. Incredibly difficult, actually. Yeah. So good. Peter, loving the graphics. I agree. Humankind is a beautiful game. You can see the requirements for the most important influence civic star. Yes, that's a big one. That's a really, really big one. Okay. I should be able to claim this fairly cheap and easily now. Let's plop it up on this hill and stare down at them. Neat. As soon as I've taken that, I think I can look to take other territories now. Probably this one to grab a forward post against the Olmecs. Potentially this one with the Mississippi River, maybe down here as well. But let's grab the forward outpost against the Olmecs. It also has an ebony, which is a nice little resource. Oh, actually, and you know what? Bouncing through here is not a terrible shout either. There's a trade post active here. Venetians are trading with the Olmecs. So I could pillage that, get a bit of money. Historically, a lot of money. And also then settle in its place, because it tends to be a good spot to place a city. And these yields, you can understand why. Let's have a look. 164 bucks. Oh, that's a bit broken. But you betcha. And I'm kind of terrified of these guys, so I'm going to run away. Maybe merge these units together, actually. They still won't be strong enough, but it'll do. I wonder if I place this down this turn and then relocate it just so that I have it as mine. I think I will. And then in terms of our technologies, if we want to try out early war this stream, we're going to need organized warfare, and then I'll take fishing for the harbors. Cool. Solid, done, and dusted. Now, let's get you to know right there, aggressively staring down over Bibliboss. Oh man, you want to see beautiful graphics? Wow. So good. I've left yields there. That's fine. Look at this beautiful little city. What a game. What a game. Improve to copper. I'll buy the Assyrian raiders.
Diplomatic unit. Congratulations.
Not riders. We'll buy the Assyrian raiders. We'll need a warrior, though, if we actually want to move through walls. So I'll get 2 archers, Assyrian raider, and a warrior. And maybe a little bit more after that. We'll see. And then we're just going to fight Bibliboss. Cool.
I have something.
The Olmecs would like a non-aggression pact. We'll grab that because everybody needs an ally doc. Zoom in all the way with the little people. Oh my god, oh yeah, I love the little people. Can we find some little people? I don't see any. That's a bit weird. No little dudes moving around. Oh no, look, here's some. So if you look very closely on your screen, I'll remove the UI, you can see these little people. This is as far as I can zoom in. Oh look, this one's great. This is a really dumb thing, I'm sorry. But it's hilarious, and one of the little things that made me really laugh about this game and really love it when it first came out. It's the little details that count. Look, you can actually herd these little units. Sometimes they have horses and carts and stuff. You can lead them around and scare them like a god sim with your mouse. Like make them like run up hills. It's dumb, but it's really funny, and I love it. I do love it. Oh, and the Immortal Sin. 7 months as a JumboPixel. Aww. The Immortal Sin says it's hard to watch due to the time difference. Early today, though. Always watch the VODs, enjoyed the Dune videos, and nice to see Humankind. Keep it up, mate. Cheers! What a brilliant message. Yeah, it's awesome that you can join us today, Immortal Sin. Maybe in future, I should, once a week, say, I'm going to get up at, you know, I'm going to set my alarm for 4:30 this morning and do an early stream. I could do that. And I would be happy to if there's like support and interest, and if it makes a big difference to live viewers, then I can try and do that. And of course, it disrupts a lot of other things, so it tends to be more of a special case, but I'll keep it in mind. The other upside is this time of year is the worst time of year for my European viewers because of daylight savings times. We are 12 hours apart. However, in a few more months' time, once New Zealand is through its winter, so like 5 months, we'll be back to daylight savings time. And in that case, the time that I started today is like kind of like my normal start. So there will be half of the year where this time is more normal. So maybe on balance, it's all right then. I don't know. Damn time zones. Okay, let's clear a forest, but not that one. We should try and clear some of the cheap forests that are providing one industry, not two. Okay, so I pillaged that. Oh.
Follow me.
Where did all my money go? Did I already spend it? That's a shame. Man, time flies. A game of prophecy. To silence, to defy, or superstitious. I think we'll go defiant because we can take the stability hit. Yeah, we've actually got a greater surplus than we used to have. Neat. 3 a.m. here at the moment. Where are you based? What the heck? It is bad for you. You're right. I should stream much later or much earlier. Your future is important. Do love the jumbo time though. It's true. It's true. Humankind, your first 4x. Oh, good. 9 for you. Yeah, I think for a lot of the European viewers, it'll be between 7 and 9 at the moment. Ish. I hate time zones. Bring these units back this way. Make sure that this outpost is ready to fight. It is ready to fight. We could also use it to grab some saffron, which we probably will. And then we'll pop down this way and grab this one. It has no luxuries, but hopefully this one might. I'm hoping for some pearls. Some whale poop, I mean. Wrong game. I'm hoping for some whale poop.
Let's go.
Get out here and clear this woods, just like in Civilization 6. If you haven't seen Humankind before, just like in Civilization 6 and Civ 5 and many other games, we can clear forest for production in our city, or industry, as it's called. Could also use money to buy it, but I think my money is better spent getting trade deals. So let's jump in. Hello, beautiful Olmec. Here's, I believe, Dusk's Phoenicians. Let's grab this obsidian for 45 bucks, plus 2% industry and a bit of stability to boot. I don't have enough cities. And making this one a city doesn't really make a lot of sense because it probably merges with Bibliboss. This one, on the other hand, does want to, at the very least, relocate in here for a bit of industry and then maybe place down another aggressive Danu. Good point, Huck. I don't have it prepared. It would take a while. It takes a little bit. Good point, though. I have one. To answer your question, not in text form. Sorry, viewers. Okay. I think I'll place this Danu as an aggressive Olmec Danu. Terrain-wise, probably on this river. Yep. It does provide +1 combat strength as well. It operates as a little bit of a fort, so important to keep that in mind too. Do I have a large enough army to take out Bibliboss? Probably. Yeah. But to be safe, and because we have such a brilliant ranged position, let's attach the ranged unit to that city's production queue. Some logic in saving influence, actually, and turning this into a second city. And then trying to expand up this way for extra turf. I like that a lot. So, Let's actually send these 2 scouts, which will not be fighting the fight up that way. Leave this unit here to pillage this $200 trade route. Oh, I mean, it only costs $40 to set up, so no harm, no foul, maybe. And then we'll station you there. Neat. We were just talking about keys to give away, so it was exciting things, actually. No secrets. Oh, you're an Aussie. Yep. Yep. I am sorry. Yeah, I don't stream at a great time for Australian or New Zealand viewers. It's true. It's really bad. Why does it only cost 80? Should upgrading not cost 160? Game speed scaling? I would say it's probably game speed scaling. I imagine... this is just a guess, but I would imagine you're quoting maybe normal speed and I'm playing on fast. That would be my guess. Either that or you're quoting the cost of one city ahead, because it roughly doubles every time for the first 4 or 5. It'll be either of those 2 things. Probably the first one. So this is my civics tree. This is kind of where our laws that we're passing, or our cultures, our traditions, all these sorts of things, combine to enact my ideology, these ideological axes. The top one, for example, is collectivism versus individualism. This is a wonderful overlay too. Neat. So if we go towards economic, we get money on cities. If we go towards, individualism. If we go towards collectivism, then we'll get industry. I like the cheaper holy site, so I'll just grab that. It's going to be a little bit of a race for a religion, probably. So, maybe some logic in stamping my one out. This army's completely full. We can only have 4 dudes in an army, so march them off the city. That way we can produce 1 more archer and 1 more warrior, I think. I'll buy 1. I'll build 1. Chuck an extra dude on science while that's building. Then we'll have 5 units. They've got 6. Okay, so we're in a little bit of an arms race, but I think it's okay. Even though my raiders are very good, they can't climb over walls, so... we can put them up against the walls, though. And they can fight on our behalf. Yeah, do I want to? Probably. Yeah, I'll get 1 more of those. And that'll be kind of me done, I think. For training units. 6 units in a defendable position should be enough. Let's get the city here. Because having a second city online fast is very powerful. And then I'll move to... Ooh. I might actually move to take this territory. It's a little bit of an aggressive forward grab, but... Oh, actually, no, I've changed my mind. I do, in fact, want this one. Right. Army, march forward! You can move that way to help us take that territory. We could actually grab them both. And let's open up diplomatic relations with Bibliboss, the Phoenicians. And have a look at our war support system. That has changed quite a bit. So we can declare a surprise war. We don't have any grievances, I would imagine. They've got a lot of grievances with me. I've got none with them. So we'll have to do a surprise war. We've been here before. It's got the VODs. Yeah, it's true. The VODs live. The VODs live. Tried the Vanilla Improvement Project. Yes. Yeah, love it. I've done 1 stream on it, but I'll need to go back to it again because there was so much to unpack. I haven't done enough. But yes, I have. And also, I've covered it in a video too. We are 4 likes away from 100. I'm just going to stop setting targets. You're too good. Thank you. You wonderful new, unique viewers. Thank you for liking the video. It really does make a difference. Here, by the way, if you're new to Humankind, is another way that it differentiates itself from other 4X games, the era system. There are 6 eras in total, and the Neolithic, and we get to change culture if we want to every era. Okay. I also earn era stars based on my achievements in the game's different yields or methods, expansionism, military victories, money for my merchant stars, technologies discovered for my scientific stars. These stars, depending on their grading from bronze, silver to gold, add a fame score, and the fame score will determine the overall victor if all the other players are left alive. 100! Woo! Ooh, 106, in fact. Go you. Okay, that is really fast, by the way. That's super impressive. That's super impressive. I'm ignorant American, I only speak English. Yeah, sorry. I'm an ignorant New Zealander, and I barely speak other languages. Okay. I don't want to choose my next culture yet, which means we have time to lay a poll. Now, do bear in mind that if the first one gets taken, I'll have to default to a second option. What do we need? What's my victory condition? And what am I going to do next? There's definitely a need for an agrarian push. The map is very tight, so potentially a religious boost would be nice as well. If we could grab someone that gives us a bit of faith, that would be very useful. Influence generation is good. I'd like to keep it high. I want my early game faith up, and I want more military units as well, because we have so many capitals near us, and war score has been changed. That makes me think that I probably either want a agrarian culture or a militarist culture. There are other options that would be good available as well, but let's have a look. So the Celts could be a goer. They're an agrarian, so loads of food. Their unique district provides food and faith, and their unique unit has no resource prerequisites. It's an upgrade to the warrior. It's early. It's brilliant. I think the Celts will be on my list, which probably means that Garamantes are pushed off because they don't get faith. However, they really do get food, and you could also argue actually that their unit is definitely better, but it's slightly more expensive, it's slightly harder to unlock, and it is mounted. So important to bear in mind, it can't cross walls, but it can throw javelins over it. I think I'll put the Celts in. The Goths suck. Sorry, Goths. They're actually alright. They produce faith, they're a militarist. This could actually be a reasonable Goth play. Huns, yeah, again, potentially, maybe. One of these two will probably feature. Morians, maybe not, but they are very good. And then we have the two expansionists, which can kind of double as militarists. And they will provide me with influence in exchange for being a pure militarist, basically. Stability and influence, and allow me to expand more readily. Speaking of, good evening. Speaking of expanding more readily, the Persians give +2 city cap. This would really fuel a rapid expansion, and the Immortals are a great unit too, can't fault them. The Romans, their Praetorian Guard is brilliant as well. Their overall benefits, though, are somewhat worse. So I think for the expansionist choice, for influence to expand and to have a reasonable military presence, plus the city cap, we'll put the Persians in as one. Ben calling for the Huns? Celts, maybe? Either the Huns or the Goths, I don't mind. I'll put one of them in as my militarist. Looks like the Huns are the one being called for, and I agree, the Goths are kind of crappy. Although they do have some faith. Their district's not very good, though. And then the Celts. Yeah, I think the Celts are a cheap, powerful warrior, a foodie district so we can train more units, and a good trait, +2 food on farmers on all outposts for the rest of the game. So, these will be our 3 decision points. So we have the Celts as our agrarian. We have the Huns as our militarist. Probably not a good pick. And then we have the Persians as our expansionist. Neat. Yeah, so to elaborate a little bit for you, don't believe. Hope you pay closer attention to your map settings than we did. I actually had to do a little restart, Cat o' Nine Tails, because I didn't. So, Yes, tentatively. Huge shout out to you, Cat of Nine Tails, part of the Humankind team in the Twitch chat at the moment, if you're wondering. And yes, to elaborate a little bit on what Doc said, the different game speeds, which is the number of turns, essentially, in a game, scale the costs of different things. So if you're playing on a very fast speed, where there are only 75 turns, then everything will be cheaper, so that you can still progress through the game in 75 turns. Whereas a very slow game speed, let's say it's capped at 600 turns, will have much higher costs for things, because you should be spending proportionate and relative amount of time in each of the game's eras. And that's why the costs tend to scale depending on how many turns are in the game. I hope that makes sense. It is, I understand, maybe a little complex, but once you get it, I think. Learning German feels like assembling Lego to me. I kind of agree, except the whole gender thing, from my perspective, felt odd. And not like building Lego. Oh yeah, I'll do the Twitch poll too. Thanks, Huck. I've not forgot you, Twitch! And not like building Lego. Oops. There's a little bit of stream for you. I'm not actually sure what my preferred choice here is. I think it's probably the Celts. Probably. But I could be convinced on all of these, really. The Persians would be nice for expansion, but I understand that the city cap is not very sexy. There you go. I got you. Alrighty. I still don't have my unique in the capital, and even though it's only a little influence generator, it is a good buy. -2 industry, -2 food. Put it up on this hill. That's a nice spot to defend the capital from. Pretty low on populations here after we sacrificed a lot of them out to train units. So, actually, I probably have too many scouts. Let's delete this one. Add it in as a population. Keep up maybe the industry. It's questionable at best. Ooh, there's a good industrial improvement. Let's build that after we get this online. I'll keep one person on food. No, I won't. I was going to say I'll keep one person on food in case I forget, but there's no need. I won't forget. We've got enough excess food that we should be fine to just coast through. You've watched for 20 minutes and you love it. Oh, wicked, Peter. That is great. Both languages have their annoying quirks. German and French. Yeah, we need better language education. In New Zealand. I strongly believe that we do. I think we should be offering languages of all kinds to people from young ages because they're neat and they help your brain think in different ways and solve problems in different ways and understand people better and connect with people better. They're so good. They're so fascinating. Okay. I think we'll go to war. Yes. Maybe actually even attach this up. This will be a good little boost to this city. Could go for another aggressive garrison just to really let him know who's boss. I think I will. I'm just going to buy that so that I feel like I haven't actually wasted any turns on it.
Only your friends know.
And then we'll get animal
the
barns.
extensive wine cellar.
Okay, cool. So we've got our Janu and we've got a garrison. We have our units coming up the rear. So let's bring them there. And then this army of 3 there. Bibliboss has 7, so we're on a relatively even peg. I think I have the terrain advantage. This will be a test of a lot of things, actually. We'll see how the AI behaves when I challenge it to a fight. We'll see how strong it is on this difficulty. We'll see lots of things. Do I want to chop down a tree there this turn? No. What is this trade route, and do I want money from it? One trade route sold to the Phoenicians. Sold to the Phoenicians? Yeah, let's burn it down.
All together.
Neat. I'll harvest that money because that feels like free money. I'll grab writing for the cheaper civics so that I'm not wasting too much of our extra influence on those anytime soon. Structure works for you? Yeah, no, they don't. And amplitude tune. Oh, Cat Nine Tails has already answered it. So I won't repeat that. But yes. Cat, you traitor. Hashtag Twitch loyalist. No. Yeah, that one unfortunately didn't quite make it into the beta version as intended. But fully intended to still be in the main patch, or if they can patch the beta branch, they'll patch it, that they might try and patch it into that too. Non-aggression? Are you kidding me? No way, Jose. I mean, I would probably reach for a non-aggression pact. I'd be like frantically rustling around. Oh, where's that bloody non-aggression pact? It's here somewhere. It's too late for you, friend.
Off we go.
3,376. No, that's not even how years work, but likely hundreds of years too late. I'll chop this tree while I wait. A little bit of industry into the city. Why not? Next turn I'll move in, I think. Could move this turn. I mean... I'll check the diplomatic screen once more, in case there are any grievances to air. There are not. They have a lot. I have none. Could try and create some by offering them deals they wouldn't want to accept, but there's no real need to do that. While I'm here as well, we should also quickly check in on... Oh, hello, Huck. Trade? You've got nothing?
I greet you.
Oh,
Impress
goodness.
upon you the wonder of my people. And
Pete, I believe, as the Nubians, naturally, has about 1 million resources. Good thing for me to spend my money on, though, so let's do that. Coffee would be great for me, but I guess I'll ignore it for now. Salt at 115 is kind of expensive. It must be quite far away. Gold at 105 for 2% money per gold. Obsidian +2 industry on cities. Ebony, extra percentage industry. Let's do that, because my industry is a bit crappy. Yeah, over 100 watching on YouTube alone. And, like, smashed all of my like targets. We're already at 115 likes on YouTube. Twitch, we got rated by Amplitude. Amazing. And it's an update day. Oh, man. And I'm not sure if it's the hype of the update and all of the hype around it or what, but man, starting a stream at 6 a.m. Filled me with energy. Somehow. Or maybe it's the coffee. Probably the coffee. Okay. I need to get these two guys down here to try and grab this ebony territory as quickly as I can. We have a new civic, independent people. So how do we want to deal with the barbarians in this game, essentially? If you start talking Serbian, I'll get more followers from Serbia. I wish that I could. The TV show is one of the main reasons I learned English before starting school. Ah, see. Yeah, actually, you're right. An informal education, often more powerful than a formal one. Totally. My English is 80% games, 20% school. Yeah. Learning from socializing with others is also obviously a brilliant way to do it. Another way to get an informal language education. But if no one's learning languages, then and you can't travel anywhere where they speak different ones, I understand. That can be difficult. Here's Scott Strayer playing as the Joe, a brilliant pick. We'll spread out our trade deals a little bit across multiple players in case one decides to declare war against us. I seem to be the Salt King, which is f***ing accurate if I don't say so myself. Incense is nice for the extra money as well, so that we can buy more trade. Ooh. Yeah, you've got a lot of luxuries. So these should be spread evenly in this new update. And they look... From this one small sample size of a case study, they look okay. Yeah, they look okay. Okay, speaking of okay.
Greetings.
Okay, it's
What shall we
time to
discuss?
fight. New crisis points. Don't care. Let's go a surprise war. This will probably give me a traitor badge. While having this badge, it's only gains some war support when destroying an enemy district based on the level of the badge.
Your
Neat.
threats cause laughter.
Okay, good to know. I guess we just step on like this and then besiege the city from this tile, probably. Sometimes in the old, Humankind of old, the AI would run out here and try and fight you. It would give you the flag, and then they'd be forced to push for the flag to get victory, and they would perish. It looks like they're not going to do that, at least in this one fight. A reminder, of course, this is just one fight in a very large update, but it is just one fight. Block a chock, my king! Also up at 7:24 in the morning. A little bit more of a reasonable time now. Look at that purple membership. Good God. Good God. So nice to have a real siege. Right? We could almost use real siege equipment. Should I do it? I mean, I don't really need it. 3 turns. No. I think we will assault. This is also sometimes a time where the AI would jump out. When you click assault, you would often have to try and quickly rush the insta because you couldn't get it. You was here at the start, to be honest. You was here at the start. That's some great English. Yeah, I thought you might have been, but nonetheless. The game rules have changed. For the defender, the sortie button is not available until you start sieging. Ah! An interesting workaround. Okay, so the horse can't climb the walls, so the horse has to stay outside. The ranged unit, as indicated by these red borders, can hit all 3 of these units. If I move it onto the high ground, it'll have a slightly better showing. I won't probably move onto the river to defend it. I think I'll keep this horse unit here. You can see that this attack is not in my favor, so I might hold off from that. While we're waiting, though, let's deploy. As soon as I've got spear horses, I will actually deploy one on that river in that case. And ideally, try and squeeze our way in somewhere around the outside, archers will want to be standing up high, hopefully, up on these nice defendable ridges. And now they can rain down fire on the enemy. Damaged enemies do deal slightly less outgoing damage when they choose to fight us. So, there's some logic in spreading the love, but also focus fire, because weak enemies will take more damage. So as I start to plink my way through, these attacks could become easier. For now, I'll end the round and defend the rest of my units in place. You can see defending in place gives me a much better advantage. In those attacks, the AI is choosing to come out and fight, which is to its disadvantage in this particular case. In this case, maybe not so much, but because I'm defending, we're able to just kind of starve them out. And now that they're weaker, I can use my ranged units to take advantage. Pew, 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 pew. We've opened up some spots behind their walls. My horses still can't get through because the walls are still... the walls still exist. But we can use our horses to run around the outside and tidy up units like this, for example. Maybe run onto this high ground. They might try and fight that because they're like, it's a horse on the other side of a wall. Not that it's going to matter too much, because that was a very decisive round. See, that attack, low ground, mate. And we'll clean him out. Okay, so there's Bibbly Boss. If we jump into the war score screen, regular Humankind viewers will notice a few changes here. Both. Oh, kia ora, John. Nice to see you. Don't think I've fought many sorties. Yeah, well, as we've just found out, it's kind of not an option. Can siege units take out a section? Yes. Yes, they could. I didn't have any, but they could. So there's different multipliers going on here. Usually there wouldn't be as many. Look, -2 war support on me from territories influenced by an opponent. That's a great change. In my videos, I've described it as effectively adding kind of a a morale element to the war support. In this case, it's population morale. How supportive, how do they feel about the war? But also there are troop elements to these multipliers as well. Ooh, over here on the losing side too. Lack of capital. Low stability. -5. -8 from own units being eliminated by a traitor. Look at this. That is really cool. That is really cool. And a reminder, Wait, am I losing... I think I'm losing war support because of... -2 for 2 territories influenced by opponent. I'm assuming it's these 2 that I've just taken. Makes sense? Not for long. I mean, they won't be under their influence for long, is what I mean. Okay, let's chuck a granary in and a lumberyard. Or perhaps the forge. Yeah. Go for the forge first. I don't know if we have a lot of trees. Sadly. Checking on my era stars. We should have gained military stars from that. Ooh. Got a little more work to do. Do you have more cities? Yes. Okay. The Great March will go on then. And thankfully in this update, we are able to keep the Great March moving on. In previous versions, up until this beta update, wars would be forced to be ended once war support drops to 0. You're forced to end the war. In this update, we can push our wars a little faster or hold out and suffer the attrition of a loss a little longer. No cap. Ah, that is a good question, Laputi. Would have been a pain. We need to redo stuff. Overall, the UI changes are very appealing. I agree. Beautiful discussion. Thanks for joining us, Kat. An ongoing war. Ooh. So previously this would be war's over. Now, an ongoing war can now be ended. The war against the Venetians has now reached a point where surrender may be forced on them. Delaying a return to peace will cause increasingly severe war, wariness, stability penalties on my cities. Okay. I'm willing to treat this as a bit of a tester and see how it goes. So their war support's dropped to nothing. Now they're taking the -4 from one city occupied, so they'll probably move their capital. And I guess we'll just keep an eye on these yields. So at the moment, I've got a net -4. Okay. I'm going to choose to keep pushing this war, and this is a key change between all of the humankind versions of old and this one. This war would be done previously. Forced to be done. Now, not so much. Religious upgrade as well. Neat. We're the first one to get there. Just the generically good industry. Or the science. Stability I shouldn't need. Influence on mountains is not very useful. Some of these militarist ones could be okay. War support could be more powerful to reduce ongoing stability, maybe. But I think I'll play it safe and take the industry on forests and woodland. I'll also select... how am I feeling today? Feeling like a bit of a Christian today? Maybe Shintoism. Yeah. When you choose a tenant. I want this tenant. Let's do it. Okay, great. We've founded Shintoism. Lovely. Very fun. Okay. This dude can probably spend some influence to claim these. Although if we wait around for a turn longer, we could have a chance to get a wander. Not a natural one. Been unable to find a single one of those, actually. It's a little unusual. Okay, they took this territory. In that case, I'll try and retaliate and take this one. Try and also break these units up. See what's down here. I'd like to embark across to that when I can, too. I'll get the wheel for faster movement through my own territory. A wonder can be claimed. 250 influence to claim one of those. Let's have a look and see what's on the table. Stonehenge or the Temple of Artemis. My two least favorite options. I'll take a Stonehenge. Plus 10 food on co-religionist states. Plus 5 stability per co-religionist state. Faith, stability, and more food and stability on the capital. Plus 100 fame for empires following the same religion. Empires following the same religion plus 100 fame. Oh. Intriguing. Army wages. Independent people. Meh. Perhaps the army wages. Combat strength. Stability on cities that I occupy. Yeah, that's great timing. I'll absolutely grab me some of that. And I'm also going to need to grab me a fresh coffee because it's 7:30 in the morning. We've been going since 6 a.m. We're at 125 likes on YouTube and over 100 live viewers. I won't be long. There are a lot of you here, and I don't want to disappoint you. I will show you quite possibly the best Be Right Back screen in YouTube gaming, and I'll be right back in about 2 minutes. Don't go away. Cup of coffee secured. Where are my glasses? Alrighty. Thank you for your patience. You wonderful human beings. It's the beta branch. Early access to next month's full update. Yes. Oh, my questions have already been answered by the wonderful Cat and Nine Tails and Huck and others. It is great to see so many regular names and newbies as well. Wicked. I agree. So good. Okay. We are actually ready to move through. Looks like the Celts have won fairly decisively. Question is, do I want to wait and get a few more stars? And I think I do, because actually at the moment we're in third, which means I've got a little bit of work to do ahead of me. Kia ora, Pete! Welcome! Small but persistent Twitter representation for the movement. Hashtag give Jumbo an avatar. We do. Yeah, and I really appreciate you. Honestly, every time I get a Twitter notification, it always makes me smile. Well, most times. Twitter's a dangerous place. Green do still have some territory, and they're probably going to be what we'll push for. See, look, here it is. It's hidden. Oh my god. It actually could be. They could be being taken advantage of by. Who's this?
Sir, what do you desire?
Of course, it's f***ing Huck. Huck. Okay. Pillage this again. +3 war score. Neat. Probably not. We'll probably look to grab this one down here. So we'll maybe just bring these units together in this turn. And let's march over and see what land is available for the taking. Gonna look for a bit. Dinner grab. Look to do on Vampire Noble. Wicked. Often for important questions. Oh, thank you, Cat. Thanks for tuning in. It's awesome. And I know there are a lot of Humankind fans here, and I and probably all of us really appreciate it when you and people like you take the time out to come and chat and share what you know and talk about the games that we love. So thank you. I mean it. Thank you a lot. Oh dear. Do I have rebels already? Are they coming out of here? Yes. Look. That's pretty annoying. Couple of ways around this. I think we'll go with building a couple of defenders in the capital as our way around it. And kind of just leave it at that. Oh, the Great Tory. Oh, cool. It has its own name. The build order is kind of tricky because there's a lot of infrastructure that I've fallen behind on. So maybe once I get my archer, I should probably get some walls. Part of me thinks actually if we shift some people onto production, we'll grab those first. Then we'll get the archer, maybe buy it. Then sweep up a few of the necessary infrastructures, largely industry. Land of the Dead. What do we want to do with these corpsi? Let's just be really fanatical and privileged about it. Usually goes well, so why not? Is it possible he HUCKED'd my game? Yes. I have to be careful saying that one. I do say it, but I have to be careful.
You should listen to this.
Egyptians, non-aggression pact.
I see possibility.
Yeah.
I can live with. You intrigue me.
And Hoff as well. Mycenaeans. Absolutely.
I can live.
Get a non-aggression pact with the Mycenaeans. Take a non-aggression pact with the Mycenaeans. You ready to leave this land and maybe go and find some gems on foreign soil? Let's keep marching over into old mate's territory. It's been a couple of turns since I last checked the war support, but I might leave it for a couple more. as a surprise to see how powerful the stability impact is. What is the impact of prolonging a war in this new beta update? That's what I want to find out. I love this game. Okay. Where's your city? Hello? I'm looking for a city center. A place where you put people. Potentially it's down here. This field's being exploited, although that would be very small. See some improvements over this way, but they're not yours. I guess it is there. Yeah, it's tiny. It's tiny! Oh, this is where they say, oh, it's not that small, you're just looking at it side on. Oh, he's too good. He's too good. Bolivar question. It bolstered the AI in later eras. We got clarity on exactly how. No. No. Don't know. Don't know. Great question. Would like to find out today or tomorrow, though. I'll be testing it. Okay, well, this is probably the easiest take of your life. So I'll just insta-resolve that. Sweep that under the rug.
You dare to come before us and waste our time.
So the negative multipliers weren't that much to my actual war support. Lack of capital, occupying 2 cities, enemy units eliminated during using the position of a traitor badge. Lots of power for me. They've lost lack of capital. They're losing 5 now from their stability. So pushing this war further has crippled their stability. They've also now not got their capital again. 2 cities, lost units because I'm a traitor. That's good. Maybe the real cost is here in stability surplus. Let's take a look. Losses, minus 20 stability per war wariness. And that looks to be it. So it's a minus 20. I'm in a surplus, so that's okay. Probably makes the cities that you've captured much harder, right? Because now these cities, like Bibliboss, their former capital, are receiving minus 40 stability from its quarters, but also war weariness playing out there too. So probably has a greater impact, or at least the impact is most widely felt on cities that you've recently taken, which are already likely to be unstable. That's remembering that I have a civic in place already to try and prevent some of this through, I believe, paid wages. Yeah. So even though we have paid wages, it's still difficult. But overall, if you're trading, if you have some friends, or if you have some stability districts, it's probably doable. At least in one war. It would scale with time, though, wouldn't it? It really would. She was almost Olmec gang. No! Hello, Gobble. Love the War Awareness Edition. Yeah, me too. This is, it's really cool. Very nicely done. Maybe some tuning around the figures. It's too early for me to make a call on that, but it feels good. It feels rewarding. In this position, I'm clearly overwhelmingly more powerful.
Most problems
so
eventually yield.
You would expect my population and military to be supportive of continuing this war, probably. I think we should move through eras now, though. Oh, but look at all this. All this potential. Anyone else move through? Yes, actually. 3 players. The Mauryans, the Mayans, and the Persians. Okay, so Persians are out from our poll. Maybe that means I do have to start moving through if I want to keep up. Some of these will be strikingly close, though. 3 more districts, 80 more influence. That's 1 turn, potentially, if I play my cards right. Well, the 80 influences, anyway. The districts... we're going to struggle for the district. I just quickly smash out a cheeky holy site. What's a cheeky holy site between friends? Squeeze one of those out to keep the religion online. and districts. We're not going to get the districts, but I'll get the gold influence star and then maybe move through next turn. Strike a balance between getting the cultures that we want before other players beat us through to the next era, while, you know, also balancing out everything else that I'm trying to do. Build things, grow, win, fame. You know the deal. Good night, Peter. I'm glad you enjoyed, Fred. I'll move this way. This territory's better. Could also claim this one. It's got a strategic, and that's about it. Although the industry gain is glorious thanks to our religion. So, some extra benefits. Isn't it a glorious holy site? Ongoing war can be ended. It's like, hey, by the way, you can definitely wrap this up now. And I guess I probably can, actually.
Their city becomes
all of their city should be
green.
gone. Yeah, so there's no need to continue this now. Let's have a look at the war resolution screen and see what it's got to offer. So I guess this could just go on and on and on. Maybe if we destroy one of their units, it goes away. I should maybe just quickly check. So offer my surrender, force their surrender, propose a white peace. So we force their surrender. This opens up the negotiation tree. Looks like this has stayed the same. Don't see any huge changes jumping out at me. Fueled by war score. 167. Potentially keeping it going for longer. I could trade off stability for more war score and take everything. Another benefit that I'm just starting to realize. This is like layer 2 of the benefit. The layer 1 benefit is obvious. You can keep pushing to take more. The layer 2 benefit is maybe you can stall to gain more. At +4 per turn, it is going to take a while. So I might close it out anyway. However, this will generate a little bit, probably. How dare you? You can't run 2 victories. Neat. They retreated and lost more war support, and I gained more. And then we ran them down, and I only gained 4. So maybe we should have left them alive and kept chasing them around. Checking back in now. Still 167. Wonder if that changes between turns. I'm going to test that. Just going to see exactly how that works, because I don't know how the multipliers work.
Fulfilling my demand.
I'm assuming it'll add 4. Although I've got an instant +7 as well. I've got an instant +7, overall +4. Passive, I should say. Get these things down. Wham bam, thank you ma'am. Maybe also a harbour? Not for 2 food. Although it does count as a district, actually. So maybe I do that
to endless
and
of the vast blue seas,
also do it
great
down
voyages
here.
And discoveries. Should have done this ages ago.
$10 food, so that's a spicy meatball. There's my builder star unlocked. Neat. Any other extra fame I can carve out? Gold, we need 100. Military victories, we need 2. Well, getting the gold next turn, so why not? Actually, no, don't do that. That's just don't do that. We don't want to chop trees anymore. We worship them. My defenders ended up not being necessary because their rebels disappeared. Which I guess means I ransack this. I can take territories as an expansionist. Haven't really made any good use of that. Could make a comeback. I guess, yeah, I guess it does, Ben. If the aggressor chooses to prolong the war. Okay, let me see if any of that support translated into any
What
extra
do you
score.
want? Why are you here?
We now have 178. Neat. Neat. Okay. So I believe that added on that as intended. I guess I should test it once more. We'll test it once more. Now I've got a +4, and they're at 178. Okay, +4, 178. +4, 178.
Maybe I was hasty.
We've signed a non-aggression pact with them. I'll just,
Come, relax.
Hey.
Let us speak honestly.
JK lol.
Our demands weren't.
I don't really want to stick around for 6 turns. It's a little, probably not worthwhile. I should probably just fight for it. Yeah. March those units back that way now that we're done with that conquest! Just remind myself of these numbers again for surrender. So we were at 178 war score. Getting +4 war support per
Maybe I
turn.
was hasty.
Yes, Commander. We'll keep an eye. We'll wait here.
178 +4! Alright, let's have a look.
You dare to come before us and
Oh god, no, do not offer surrender. Jesus. 182. Yeah, cool, cool. That is working exactly as expected. So, by letting the war rage on, I could get extra score. There'll be 18 left, and with 18, I could vassalize them? I would not be able to take everything, though. In that case, I understand how it works. I'm assuming this can't roll over 100 and continue to generate me ongoing war support. So, I'll take the deal. I'll take both of your cities, thanks. You can keep your crappy outpost. Ta.
thank you.
Oh. Jeepers. And I'll take this one too. Nice. Well, they've got a tire left. That is literally their entire empire. No? Just me? Okay. I'm gonna take this too, because I'm here. Because I'm here and I'm aggressive. And then we'll reallocate it. We'll move it around to get it up onto this good tile. And then I'll put a Danu up in these hills as well. A beautiful defensive spot behind a river, high ground. Maybe that one could have been a little bit better because it would have been on the city, but biggest can't be choosers.
No
Get
doubt
the last
this
of our
independent people
Danus
possess
online.
sophisticated
We're at 4
customs,
cities, but that's a
rights,
pretty good number.
language, and beliefs.
They're
I do hope
a
you're
little
going to treat them well.
squeezed. But it's not... it's not terrible. Put it that way. The entire... Yep. Oh, Doc, the time machine. Stop it. The puns. I just saw that one. The puns are insane. We've gone mad with puns and mad with power. I don't want that deal. Maybe a defensive Danu here. Again, the defensive geography on Sidon. Holy cow! You put a Danu in there, station a couple of units, ideally on that tile, but you've got a mountain range here and a cliff face here. I will retire the rest of my days in this really Game of Thrones Vale level of defense. That is awesome. Not a lot of population here, but we'll work on leveling it up. And my military will start to get it chief eat. Career in games marketing was very punny. Yep. There you go, people. Use your puns for good. Okay. I continue. Ruined Shrine. Nice little bit of science and influence. It's not game changing. How much is 15 science worth to me at the moment? Yeah, fifth of a turn. I'm looking to connect these territories. Probably this one goes to Bibliboss. This one sadly has to go to the capital. I think it's definitely time to move through eras. The Celts were by far and away the most popular option. Although looking at the poll results, the Persians were popular too. However, they've been taken. Luckily, the Goths are taken. Luckily for us, nobody wanted to take the Celts. I will take the Celts. As a beautiful looking Celt, I will receive +2 food per farmers on cities and outposts. Our new unique district will no longer be a crappy fort full of influence but and combat strength, but instead a crappy tree. I say crappy with love. +3 food per number of attached territories, +3 faith. Brilliant. It also counts as a farmer's quarter, and we have the super powerful, because it's cheap and easy to unlock at the very least, warrior unit as well. There are some Assyrian rebels. This is not going to work for me because I'm going to lose my expansionist ability. So I think we'll come back and jostle with them a little bit. Might turn the scout into a population as well. Give them the retirement they deserve. Grab that territory on Ninua. Do I owe anybody a name? Name any namers? Immortal Sin! You definitely had an alert. How can I pun you? Thank you for being a member of the YouTube channel for 8 months. It's the immortal Sidon, but the D and the O are silent. Yep. I'm not proud of that one. Okay. Thank you for your support. I try. If you're wondering, you're like, why is he naming cities weird things? I try and name the cities or whatever I can name after like members and donators and new followers and that kind of stuff. It's a little fun flavor element. We had a lot of fun yesterday in the Old World stream, naming lakes and mountain ranges and all sorts of ludicrous things. Here is an undefended city, Huijiazhu. I think we should take that. So I'll send my army up there. We'll try and sweep that up. Let's get some basic infrastructures queued up. And in first place, thanks to picking up nearly every era star we could, and I could have stayed for those others if I'd wanted to, but I'd like to get moving because it's turn 34, and I'm not going to have enough time for every era, so let's do it. Oh yes, of course, Ben Omby ascended to the throne of the Hittites, and also made it into today's video as well, because I used a little bit of recorded footage to demonstrate some of the character interactions. I was almost going to slap you on the thumbnail, Ben, but I thought, oh, I don't know. Maybe people don't want their names on thumbnails, so I decided not to. But I very nearly did. Also, I just couldn't get it to look half-by decent. Some rebels are trying to fight me. I think we just insta-resolved that. There's really no threat when I'm behind my walls. Although we did lose 2 of our peasants. Probably could have saved them if I'd manually resolved it, but it's alright. Hello, administrative center renovation. This is new. I mean, I guess it makes sense that you would have to pay a production cost for this. I kind of in my mind thought it would just be like a click it and it's done thing, but it absolutely makes sense. Shall we upgrade this into the classical era? Yeah. What a cool little change. I mean, obviously I'd love to get my my tree queued up. 21 food. That's quite good. Chuck 19 next door. But before that, and obviously with no yield being given, let's spend... Oh, it's only one industry. It's literally nothing. Let's renovate the administrative center. And can I do it on the actual capital? Yeah, I can. Cool. And we can also do it on this territory. So I guess I'll do one, and we can see if we like it. Oh, I could probably just buy it. 119 bucks for one industry. Or a population. 2 turns worth of growth. Seems fair. I use my agrarian ability though. Now we've got some extra populations to spare. Alright. Okay. I guess the jump between these eras isn't gonna be huge. Let me queue it up again here, and without yields, we can watch it once more. Move it to the front. And then when I end my turn, we'll come back here. Oh, actually, I would like to get a clip for a video, and I've got a great idea. Oh, no. Oh, wait, that's me. I was like, oh, no, someone's beating me to this war. Oh, wait, I'm me.
I have a problem.
No goths. Okay, right, so it's this one here. Let me shift F10. Oh, wait, hold on. How do I end the turn?
Debate and
No!
discussion.
The king research pop-up. Oh, well. You know what? There you go. Upgraded. We'll probably notice more of an impact on that when we start to get high rises, I would assume. Wrecked by scientific capability. Ah, that is really good, actually. That is really good. Oh, geez, Immortal Sin. I really read that wrong. Good God. I'm surprised. I'm surprised the filter alert didn't nab it just in case. Yikes. But it is a good pun, nonetheless. Not for me either way. Moving swiftly along. Foreign innovations for the extra science or extra faith on territory. We'll take the extra science. Thank you.
Wide world that the elders never even thought of.
And we're in enemy territory and taking a bit of damage. So let's bounce back this way.
Time will tell if they are
Heal up these
helpful,
dudes.
helpless.
This
or
city's
history.
already got 3 people in it, so they weren't mucking around with their defenses. Let's buy a few extra luxuries with our extra money.
All those of honest intent may have my ear.
Yeah, no, it is an A tier pun worthy of a, I would say. Yeah. Oh yes, and also a timely reminder. Thank you. Please like the video if you enjoy. It makes a big difference to me and the channel, and helps show us and our community to new people, and also promote the video live stream. So it's a win-win-win-win-win-win-win. So thank you. If you're just tuning in, I see we've had quite a few people tune in. So thanks for the reminder. By the way, please do. All right, more trade, more coffee. Ooh, speaking of, take an ASMR sip of that bad boy. All of these have been hoovered up, but they're not gone, because I can take these cities and either burn them down or take them as my own. I've got a fairly capable military nearby, maybe a little bit technologically inept. Fraction out of date, maybe. Bibbly Boss will also connect to this place right now. No? Just me, Bibbly Boss? Oh, apparently there's a hostile army present. Oh, I see. Those absolute a-holes. Well, that's okay. We'll in turn scare them off. I'll keep the defenders around the capital. They've proved, interestingly, quite useful. And I'll also research trade expeditions so that we can sail the scout across the world. Maybe standing army first, though, actually. That upgrade might be more important. Let's upgrade the city. Neat. And... tree...
With 5 farmers' quarters, this one
Beaut.
city must have more farmers than most empires.
I think we separate this guy. We chuck him over into the port. I said, thank you. Station you there for the rest of time. You're just waiting to move, so we'll skip you. And you might as well go and get that. There we go. Okay, 2 more turns until we can embark and start to explore the quote-unquote new world. Yeah, right. Also time to upgrade the religion. Tier 2 of the tenets is a reasonably powerful tier. I usually like the +5 food from Harbour, but let's consider. Stability on garrisons and combat strength. 5 money on market quarters. I currently have almost none of those. We need to get 3 and 3 at least. Science and gold. 5 science on research quarters. Cheaper civics. I'm going to go for the science on research quarters, even though I have none. Because I usually have noticed that I tend to not quite build enough of those. So if I can give myself a little early benefit of the ones that I do build being better, I think that's a good move. You can get a big old food tree. Neat. This place is actually going to become quite strong, I would say. Please, please, I'm here all week. Good evening, Imcor. Push myself to the late game. The scaling's quite good. Okay. Neat. Early reports from a seasoned humankind veteran in Hoff that the scaling through into the late game appears to have been quite a successful change.
This appeals.
You had to go make a cup of coffee. You mean I'm a good influence, if only. You've got that, I think you... It's a little typo there. Start to upgrade our warriors into swordsmen. Sadly not unique. That's okay. I guess we'll squeeze in on these ones first. Get this warrior here. It's a reasonable upgrade. Still. 21 to 28. Huge upgrade, in fact. Let's manually resolve this one. It's a city. Here comes some dudes to watch. Love that. They're gonna reinforce. Who are you? Oh, yeah. Yeah, you are actually you. A little bit late there, Chief. Right. Archers up to the high ground and probably behind the walls. I'll also, of course, redeploy these units. Being in the river is a bit lame, so I might make my horses do that. Thanks, team. And then keep these dudes back here. Some logic in putting a horse back this way as well, maybe. But nah, I'll leave them there. They'll probably, yeah, to block that spawn. I thought about it. Protecting the archer. Decided against. And probably made the right call. These guys are going to barrage from one mountain range to another. And severely weaken that unit. The horses can't punch through these walls, so I guess I'll race one around on high ground. Bring this warrior in instead. Hold this unit here, blocking these 2 enemy units from spawning. Good for me. Did I even sleep last night? Did I start the game before sunrise? I finished the old world video at like 2:30. And then the stream started at 6. So it probably answers your question. I'm adoring this update. Yep. So far, so good. AI ramps up and can come from behind if you're not careful. Very good. Civilization difficulty proving challenging too. Oh, thank you. Some of these wonders are very interesting. How have I not found a single one? I was like, are they even in the game? Did they accidentally remove wonders? No, they did not. Clear out that guy, which lets me take the flag and also take a good position. And then we'll keep weakening the next target. Who's just gonna sack themselves in. Nice. Expansion, agrarian, loads of fame for me. We'll insta-resolve that one because it's probably safe to do so. 4 units left. Yes. And we've taken this city. We're now, again, just 1 over our city cap, which is the place I, personally, like to be. Like searching for those angry deer. Oh, man. Good one. Must have coffee in his veins. He needs to. All right. It is time to move through to our next era, or I should say we're eligible to move through to our next era. It's probably not time just yet, but you know the drill. It's time to consider which cultures would like to queue up at 8:15 this morning, if you're curious, Pete. Medieval suggestions. Yeah. So far, we've had the Celts for food. We've had the Assyrians for influence and expansionizing. It's probably broadly a similar theme continuing. But let's have a look at the religious overview. Spreading, right? Yeah. So our religion is doing well. Maybe one more faithy culture in this era wouldn't hurt, but it also probably isn't needed, to be fair. Let's go through and have a look. I'm not transcending against the Celts, no thank you. Swahili are incredible. Stability sorted. Harbors, fantastic. Farmers Quarter, Market Quarter, probably top 3 cultures in the game. If you're unfamiliar, maybe the best. They'll make it in. You know, the Aztecs are actually kind of a fun play. Not a very good culture generally, in my opinion, but +2 land movement speed. We can run far if we get this, combining with our previous bonuses. The sacrificial altar is not great, but it does provide faith, stability, and influence. Good in the early game. Some of these resources start to wane in the later game, and a great warrior unit. Byzantines, no. Franks, maybe. Ghanaians, lots of money from trade and resources. The Teutons, actually could be very on theme. An expansionist who has a faith-based castle that counts as a maker's quarter and provides us with industry. Maybe this is Teutonic. Then we have Khmer. We do need probably an industrialist at some point. This could be the point. Khmer are probably one of the best ones. Norse for spicy ransacking. I kind of like what you're putting down. Oh, this is neat. Applies eagle-eyed to any friendly army located in the district. +2 vision, +2 attack. I'll leave the English off, but they're not bad. Mongols, leave them off. Umayyads, off. And then we have the Norse, which you're right, could be kind of fun, actually. Instead of Swahili, the more aggressive Swahili. It's not a castle, it's a cathedral. God damn, Jumbo, get your freaking history right, you big noob. Makes sense, historically. If I was building a church or a cathedral like that, I would consider myself a badass. Yeah. Yeah. That is neat. Okay, I think the options are going to be as followed. Searching for sickle tier. This is a really spicy one. Spicy medieval pick. Hearing calls for Swahili, Aztec, Khmer. Aztecs or we riot. Okay. Aztecs, option number 1. For you, Doc and Franklin. Franklin! You super chatted, didn't you? Somebody did, and I haven't named a city after you. I will chase that up right now. The super sticker. The thumbs up. I recall. Then we'll add... whew, yeah, the EQ is... Jaguar Warrior is a cheap and easy to produce unit. It's true. Kind of like the Celts, but probably better actually in that regard. Next up will be... I'm going to put Swahili in instead of the Norse. They're just so overwhelmingly good. Very, very, very strong. And then for my last pick, I think it has to be these guys. The Teutons. With their not a castle-looking church. Let's do it. Fast speed, beat. Sorry, it's not in the description. And 150 likes. Go you. Thank you for posting the poll, Huck Houston, on Twitch. All right, get your votes in. Let's also have a look at that fame breakdown. Huck, you were asking for that earlier. We're very good. We're very good. I think we might move through for a fast era this time then. Maybe instead of mucking around and grabbing the extra fame, maybe I can afford to squeeze through a little bit faster. Grab whatever our unique unit is and take a little bit for ourselves. Multiculturalism is brilliant for us as well because we'll get +10 influence on the main plaza of cities that we've taken.
They say alloy
from these guys.
stronger
And
than
we've
pure.
already taken one. We're probably going to just move straight through and take a second.
Applies to human societies.
Fight and expand to test the AI. Yeah, I was also... Democracy, Twitch. I was also thinking that, Pete. Yeah. Fun idea, because the war support is not the only part of this update, but a big part. The Teutons will be a great way to expand as well. It's got to be said. Swahili aren't doing so hot. It makes sense if we're looking for an expansionist run. We should prioritize the Teutons or the Aztecs. The Teutons will be a better pick, even though their unit is mounted. Probably. Because the neutral units will be good enough to compete with the Aztecs one, so the unique unit maybe doesn't matter as much, although we'll be able to get the rush off faster with the Aztecs, I'd say. A lot of trees to build before we do that, though. And I will want to get them online, because if I don't, we'll be without food for quite some time. We're not choosing foodies or industrialists, so... yeah. I should also probably build Stonehenge. Where do I want it? Ooh, Bibliboss. Not looking so hot for stability, huh, friend? How about we build the Mississippi Stonehenge? M-I-S-S-I-S-S-I-P-P-I. We'll get you your tree first. Make sure that everybody's got their trees queued up. We could also attach some extra territories for extra tree. Sure. Boom. Neat. Chop that one for us just a smidge of extra industry. And then I suppose once places have finished their trees, we'll move them on. We'll just move them straight on. Arguably the capital could start to get some different districts though. Like science, right? 3 science. We do need the 3 science. So let's do that in the capital. You go over there and chop that tree too. Nobody would notice if that one went missing, would they? Surely not. Pete, we were deciding between civilization and empire. I think I went with empire. Tired brain, a little foggy, but I'm like 95% sure this is empire because that was what I played on the stream prior to this one. Trade expeditions. Finally, I can see the world. Let's go. This island has captivated my interest first and foremost. I'll destroy these peaceful units, because why the heck not? Oh, and that reminds me about your city. Oli Pama, thank you for resubscribing on Twitch. So we've got Oli Pama, 2 months. Go you. Thanks for the Bezos bucks. And Franklin. Thank you for your earlier super chat. Sorry I didn't name a city after you, friend. I'll update the description, of course, when I can. And if you really want to know all of the like thought process, you can always rewind back to the start and just quickly have a listen in around the 5-minute mark. Or, as Cat Ninetails rightly points out, I can go game options and then have a look at this locked and grayed out menu of options that I selected at the start of the game. So there you go. A little insight into the map here as well, if anybody happened to be curious. I'll let you pause and read that if you want to delve into it a bit further yourself, though. I won't dwell. More trees? Oh yeah, trees in the desert? Not quite as impactful, but important nonetheless. And I'm not going to upgrade this main center. Oh, fine, I'll do it. Eventually. $167 or one industry? $167 or one industry or one population. I think I'll just wait on that one. Industrial production. Don't have the influence to really make any big moves there. The Goths, which I believe is Scots, Australia, want a non-aggression pact. These benevolent, careful, wary people can have one. Neat. And then I'll end a turn in deep water and hopefully not perish. We doing trees here? Yeah, we are. That one's frustratingly close. And I don't have enough money for that one. So, again, just kind of leave those as they are. Cue a main center upgrade? No, we're going to leave this place historical, I've decided. It is a simply cosmetic upgrade. It costs one industry, so very cheap. I'm assuming that's like a workaround because maybe they didn't want to make it just an instant clickable action. Maybe they couldn't. Maybe it needs to be a district improvement because it's a district. I don't know the technicalities behind it. But either way, to answer your question, Pete, yes, it is entirely an aesthetic improvement. I can put it down here and we can see what happens. Where are we? Was. All right, let's rename these cities as well after you kind souls. Olipanachangi. And Bibbly Boss is looking for a name. Frankly. It's not close enough to Franklin, is it? Frankly Boss? There you go, Franklin. Thanks for your super chat from 2 hours ago. Apologies, it took me far too long to acknowledge you. With a city, anyway. Loads of fights to be had over this way. So let's run in and get our hands dirty. Bringing reinforcements over, mayhap. It's actually a... I don't know if I can win that. That's a bit of a yikes. Great Scott! I'm just going to quickly chuck this cup of coffee in the microwave because I've ignored it. I'll be 30 seconds. Here's a microwave screen for you. Cup of coffee secured. Let's continue. What time is my appointment? Hopefully I'm not late. Nah, I'm all good. It's 8:30 in the morning here, and thank you for reminding me though, because I could easily miss it. I've set an alarm. I have to go in probably half an hour. Yeah, probably 9 o'clock, so that I have time to get ready and get on with my day. All right. Although to be honest, I would love to just stay here and keep playing. I'm like, health, humankind, health. Humankind. Health? That's kind of how I've landed. Insta-resolve, insta-defeat. We should get this place hooked up to a city then before they start to pillage it. So, let's do that. Also, new tree, who dis? Ah, look, because we've attached it, they're going to suffer attrition from trespassing and die. I shouldn't laugh. That is kind of funny. Oh no, the city!
15 farmers' quarters? Perhaps you're inviting
Hopefully you
several
remember what it
thousand
used to look
friends
like.
dinner.
Oh, it's alright. It's actually queued up way back here. You know what? I'll spend the money to show you. Or maybe I should try and get my cutscene again. Okay, so if I choose a technology that takes 2 turns, I won't get a tech pop up. Right? Try and get the shot. Let's celebrate. Extra stability? Yeah, we'll just go for the extra movement, actually. We're already a fairly agile people. Let's double down. I don't like the look of that, so I'm just going to step back into my lands for a bit. Heal up, grab some reinforcements. We'll come back, try again.
Generous.
I'll trade luxuries with Hoff Romans. Grab some coffee. Timely! Puppy Russ. You bet your backside. Silk. Ooh, $230. 78 bucks for incense, though. I'll take that. Ebony will be cheap. Saffron and tea will both be... That's ludicrously expensive. Maybe it's too far away. They're all fairly expensive. That's alright. That's a great little pickup. We should also get strategic resources online and trading those with other people as well. Pretty strong. Pretty strong. What up? Sure deuce. Should do a part 2 stream after you're back. Yeah, I'm thinking like, should I come back and do part 2? Or should I do part 2 tomorrow? Try and wake up a bit earlier again. Start, instead of at 9 a.m. my time, start it at 8 or 7:30 or 7. And then continue then so that the same people can watch. That's what I'm toying with. But yeah, I will definitely continue exploring this update. You can bet your backside on that, Huck. Although I am actually, I can't actually stream this weekend though. Oh, I could probably do, so tomorrow is Saturday. I could probably get up, if I get up quite early tomorrow, I could actually still probably, yeah, I could do it tomorrow. I could do it tomorrow. Oh, it's your Friday tomorrow. Happy Friday tomorrow, everybody. Why not both? I don't know how socially, economically, and health-y sustainable that would be, but my God, I would love to. I really would. But I think sustainability would be drawn into just slightly drawn into question across the board. +1 science per researcher on city or outpost. Replace or refuse. Do I have enough accessibility to just homp that up? I have a percentage. So I know how much percentage I'm in the green, but I don't actually have the numerical value. So I don't know. I'll just take the -50. Maybe still some tweaking to be done there. It's nice that I have the... It's nice that it's improved, but it would maybe be nice to upfront that cost a little more. Even on the tooltip, like where it says replace, maybe if it told you what your new stability would be, that you know, little things like that. Which actually, to be fair, this update is delivering a metric load of nice quality improvements like that. 24% surplus. Yeah, it's nice, right? It gives you the percentage surplus, but you don't get the numerical value. So if you're taking a minus 50, you still have to do the manual maths to figure out if a minus 50 is all of your surplus or half of your surplus or 3 times your surplus. But it's nice at least that we know how much we're in surplus now. Useful for when you're trying to figure out maybe, you know, roughly speaking, can I afford to build an extra district? Yes. Is probably the answer. Chop a tree here to speed up Stonehenge a little bit, maybe? Also, as other cities start to free up, we'll just be like, hey, can you do this? I should also use my agrarian ability before it's too late! Any cities very low on people? You are. So if I use my agrarian ability here, we'll take 8 population. A lot of it is from me, but not all. The Immortal Sidon. Frankly, Boss. Only 2, actually. Let's steal them. Should have been using that on cooldown as well, probably. Although it does generate grievances, so... Could immediately expel them for industry. Neat. And maybe get you to pump your industry onto Stonehenge as well. Can we do a collective Stonehenge, please? Everybody, I know we can do it. 1 turn. Yes. Neat. Garamantes would like to trade. They have nothing, and we should probably just destroy Tyre, actually, before we fight those barbs. Let's fight Tyre again. It would also make me feel good if I could fight Tyre before I have to go. Completely wiped them out. A sub goal, perhaps. Hey, can I reply? Yes, Fug Gaming, I can. I repeat, for stability, percentage, and points are a 1-to-1 ratio. The percentages of the maximum 100 stability that matters. There we go. Thank you for repeating that. Sorry, I must have missed that. I did. It was just before Hearts chat. So, okay, so official announcement. The stability, percent, and points are a 1-to-1 ratio. So if we are... So literally 1% equals 1 stability. So the 24% surplus is a 24 stability because it's a 1-to-1 ratio. I think I'm understanding that correctly. I'll admit, it's slightly convoluted to me. Not by much, but slightly. So sorry. May have misinterpreted it. Oh yeah, and definitely the @JumboPixel does help to make it stand out. Although, I usually try and catch up on all of them. Maybe I turn my eye to the chat every minute or 3, depending on what I'm doing. Sometimes I'm staring at it constantly. So I suppose then, maybe the easiest way to think about it in future is, instead of thinking, hey, I'm 27% stability, just think, I've got 27 to burn. Because that's a much easier way to think about it. Because the garrisons say, you know, I should say, the districts say -10, rather than a percentage multiplier. So if we standardize it in our mind, or at least this is how I'll try and think of it going through, and maybe include this in a future video as well for clarity. Essentially, we're operating on the same currency. It's just displayed as a percentage in one place. But the percentage doesn't matter. It's actually just the numerical value that matters. Thank you, Cat, for clarity. Because it is the percentage of leftover, or sorry, the percentage of excess after 100, not overall, of course, because it's excess. And so therefore we're starting at 1 and then working our way up from 1 in percentage points. It makes sense. The maths, of course, makes sense. But yeah, I can imagine it would trip people up because it's reporting in 2 currencies where there's essentially only 1. Where 1 is the straight value and the other is the percentage increase. Anyway, boring numbers aside, not my foray. Let's take this place. Let's have a look at our war score first. Boring but useful, I should note. Stability is incredibly powerful. And regular viewers will know maybe a resource that I should pay a little closer attention to in an average playthrough. Right, so they are sullen, which is good news for me because it kind of makes them a punching bag. You won as Emperor on Civ 5 with Babylon. Go, you fuck gaming! That was FUG, by the way. Dangerous. Yes, Thomas, we're talking about excess stability leftover positive. I think we're only talking about the leftover positives. rather than the negatives, but again, not my strong suit. So I will leave it at simply excess stability percentage is the same as the value of excess stability. Basically, that's it in a TLDR sentence. When you see my specific message that I wanted you to? Because I can't read your mind. Nah, I'm not from Australia. Don't tarnish me with that brush.
This strange monument called Stonehenge. Most impressive.
Just kidding, Australia. I love you. I'm from New Zealand. Very close. Very close. Are you tired? Yes. Yes, I am. But actually, no. The hype of the update is enough to keep me alive and well. Just pretend there's no percentage sign and think of it as a number. Yep, that's the advice. Cat of Nine Tails is a integral part of the Humankind team, and currently in chat. And it has clarified for us that the percentage is, quote, an old legacy, and I think we should remove it. And I agree. Do I want the Church of Our Lady Mary of Zion? I mean, not really. But sure. I'll allow it. If you're new to Humankind and you're wondering why would he not want it, I would prefer something like the Hanging Gardens of Babylon, which is incredibly powerful early on to get an early luxury resource benefit, although I don't have a huge number of specialties. Other potential picks, Lighthouse of Alexandria if you're going seafaring. Mausoleum of Halicarnassus would have been nice for the science, but I guess I should be grateful for what I've got. +5 faith per number of enacted civics. So we can at least shore up our faith game. Faith, once you've got control of your religion and enough of an excess that you're not really at threat from anybody else, isn't a transactable currency really, so I don't like to produce too much of it. Excess is wasted for the most part, essentially. And I think that gets more profound in the late game, where religions have, not always, but probably cemented themselves on continents. I don't tend to schedule any specific games too far in the future, to answer your question. That's because new things come out, updates come out like this, for example. Surprise, here's a beta update. Oop, there goes the schedule, there goes the sleep, you know? So I tend to not schedule them. But Civ 5 is in currently not in my top circuit of rotating games with Dune Spice Wars, Humankind, but it's really close. Really close. I like to revisit it from time to time. And if there's appetite, then I'm more than happy to, of course. Alright, let's fight them. Hello, friend! I'm back! And ready to declare another surprise war. This time starting with less war score. So we'll watch this as we go. If you're just joining us and you weren't here earlier on, basically, this system has changed a lot. I'm a huge fan, so far so good, of the war support changes. And you'll notice different things playing out on these yields as we move through. We can also fight a prolonged war now, not forced to end because an arbitrary war score has fallen to 0. But we could potentially suffer stability, effectively morale, support penalties, if we choose to prolong a war that is in many ways unjust. Neat. Poor Dusk. Yeah, poor Dusk. Use excess religion or faith to create some sort of fanaticism effect to give extra army attack, friendly territory, cost to build cities. I like it, John. I like it a lot. Major King Kong! I like you a lot. Thank you for a $5 super chat. Major King Kong says famous fame. Even from a mediocre wonder. Party time. And you're right. Thank you, Major King Kong, for a $5. Let me name a city after you and maybe build a mediocre wonder there. Oh, but hold on, actually. I think someone was specifically looking for it, weren't they? Oh, actually, not really anymore. And we'll probably expand off this one into here, so sure. Here you go! You want the plus 100 fame? AKA... half of a silver star in one of the 7 categories. For 10 turns worth of production. You shall have it. Here you go, friend. It's all yours. Nah, but seriously, thanks for the super chat. It's wicked. Been playing mostly Civ 5. Fair enough. Poland Civ 5 OP. The OPest of OP. Best Civ in the game. Not undisputed by all, but broadly accepted as, I would say. A couple of other gems there, though. Buff the stability. I'm getting... That is nice. I'm getting, 2 extra basic garrisons out of it now, too. 1 improved. Hopefully the faith yields will be the secret prize. Let's have a look actually at the faith overview. So we do need the extra strength. We're butting up against Islam in the never eat soggy southeast. Idiot. So that's fine. Hopefully ruffling a few feathers around here, breaking this, building up the extra faith output, we should be okay. Stream schedule so I can be on time. Again, for the same reason, no. Also, this is not my... This is kind of like a... somewhere between a part-time and maybe a slightly more... Oh, in terms of hours, it's a full-time. But in terms of a job, this is a kind of a part-time commitment for me. So, no, I don't have a full schedule because I have to balance it around other things like putting bread on the table. So, no, I don't have a schedule. But I do always stream at this time. So, if I'm streaming, it'll be at this time. And it will be 4 days a week, usually. And it will usually be GMT, Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. But again, I can't put it. I can't put a concrete schedule up because I don't have the predictability that someone who was doing this full-time hours and doing it as a full-time job or career, like, you know, financially stability, blah blah blah. So sorry, I know it's a little bit annoying, but there is a certain level of predictability to these. Surrounded by chaos. Was that a good upgrade? Loses the pillager. Yeah. Yeah. We'll bounce that back. We could probably use to move through the next era and get crossbows. Let's do that. Who won the... Oh my god, it was the Aztecs. Are you kidding me? Oh, thank you, cat. When you enjoy something, it's much easier to put time into it, isn't it? Much easier. And thankfully for me, Humankind is an incredibly enjoyable experience. My God, I cannot believe how many people have tuned in today. Nuts. Loads of hype around this update, I would say. And rightly so. All right. Probably didn't have to do those upgrades to defeat this place, but it'll do. If I squeeze this unit up here on this river, it's not the best spot to fight from, but it'll probably do. Yeah, looks kind of overwhelmingly probably. I'll do the manual fight though, just to be safe. Try and save face a bit. Yeah, I will probably make some decisions that I wouldn't. Some of them will be right. I'm hoping on balance that I can provide more value than I take away. Which is a general rule of thumb in life. You can't get to any high ground that's useful, so probably actually just standing on this tile is a good idea. They might move on to the river to try and fight the archer because it's weak, in which case I'll stomp down here and charge them. So let's just queue up any attacks. Who's most threatening? Probably you, so we'll weaken you. Why? Because I've got a high ground stab, potentially. Also, this one could maybe use just a little peppering. And that should be good. I won't stab in with my other guys. They'll just defend the tiles. We'll hold the line, so to speak. Yeah, that's good. As expected, they did move on to the low ground river tile, giving up a lot of their defensive bonuses, so I can just sweep through and wipe them out. Stupid. Then we'll fire it down here with the archers, and Bob's your arm. We're done. Entire, and that entire empire has been wiped out. My apologies to the Garamantes fans in the chat. Micro back again. Guess who's back? Tell your friends. Builders that can travel from one city to another and give the second city extra population. A population, a resource transfer. Could be done with builders, John. Other games have chosen to do that through trade routes as well. Civilization 6, for example. There is one workaround. Tired pun? Yeah, and I've done it for the second time. Sorry. Sorry to the 160 people who have liked the video and are likely still here in some level, or 100 of you are anyway. You had to hear that twice, but it was so good it was worth repeating. There is one way, though, John, that you can get around that. Well, a couple, but my favorite is to transfer units. Transferring units will transfer populations. It won't give you an immediate boost, although you can chop trees to get an immediate boost to production, so you could train units, send them somewhere, chop trees, put production into the city. But, really, sending units from one city to another and then disbanding them will turn them into pops. You may already know that, so sorry if I'm telling you something you already know. But why I wanted to mention it is if you're playing as a militarist, it's actually very, very strong because you can use their ability, which is not greener pastures. It rallies 4 peasants out of the city as units, and then you just march them to another city and disband them. And you could transfer population and therefore transfer yield, right? I mean, here's a simple example. I have 2 industrialists, I'm getting 91. I have 4 industrialists, I'm getting 104. This is not an industrial city either by any stretch of the imagination. So there's a little workaround for you for now. And there is quite possibly one of the best civics in the game, plus 100% fame for a State Era star.
Every culture has
My
its lessons,
God, it's good.
its traditions, its values. It would be cruel to see them perish.
You probably don't actually need to be all the way out here lost at sea. Just bring you back this way. We want to claim one of these islands, you big dingus. An ongoing war can be ended, naturally. Place that down. Neat. And should we get this Faithy Garrison lovely online? 40 stability, 20 faith. Nah, I actually am happy to sort of just let someone tinker away at that. I think there's probably better value add in value adding industry. Ugh. Money? Ugh. Science? Yeah. Food? Yeah. Okay. Food and science shall be then. Splash a bit of cash, get the forge done. That'll help to lift up a little bit of industry here. And then if I can get a territory to connect it to, which sadly isn't Tyre, Which probably means we have to punch further afield. Yeah, technically away, but be fair to say it feels like a little bit of a loophole workaround, rather than a particular feature. Yeah, the art style. Thank you for that, by the way, Kat. The art style is brilliant. One of the things that captivated me most with Humankind when I first loaded it up was the art style. Oh, this is new too. New content from the Cultures of Africa pack. Neat. All right, you voted for the Aztecs, you wild beasts. It was very close. It's actually nearly flipped back the other way. It was actually a tie on YouTube, which means, Twitch, you are the decider. Aztecs or Teutons? Who did you vote for? You will decide. The Aztecs. 10 votes to 4 for the Rootin' Teutons. Good one, Huck. I like it a lot. Neat. Okay. So what we want to do then is grab the Aztecs and probably just grab them now. Like I said earlier, I could hang around and get a little bit of extra fame, but I'm keen to move through maybe a bit faster this time. I've got, hopefully, enough of a fame lead that I can afford to do it, assuming that Pink has already chosen their culture. They haven't. You know what? In that case, I might actually just chill for 1 or 2 more turns and then look at those stars again. If I could fight them, I might be more willing to move through. But they're a tricky fight over there. Who are you?
Friend, you look well.
What do you have? What do you do? Why are you here? Give me your sage. Immediately suspended trade. Unclear why. Neat. Let's end this war in Tyre as well. Yep. War resolution. Forced surrender. Ooh, I wonder if we could vassalize them, actually, because I don't really need Tyre. I'd probably just burn it down and then connect it. I need an extra 25. Currently getting 3 a turn. I'll just take it. Thanks. They just said thanks and it made my day. My pleasure. Please, no need to thank me. I'm gonna refuse to trade with them just to add insult to injury. We'll make a scout out of you. We'll make a scout out of you yet, boy. And send this unit down this way. We've grabbed this island. Hopefully there'll be another one in the middle of the sea, although I doubt it. They're rare. Necessary infrastructure. Queue it up. Roll it through. 1 turn to trace star science. There it goes. Also an agrarian star. Yeah, that's looking pretty tasty. So now I need 400 for you. 2,000 bucks for you and 5 districts. 400 for you would happen in 2 turns. The money is never going to happen. And the districts, I'm quite behind on infrastructure. It's probably unwise. We're also a little bit preoccupied with Church of Our Lady Mary of Zion. I think now's the time. And you voted for the Aztecs. God only knows. Yep, this is open beta on Steam. Anybody who has the game on Steam can play this. Not sure about other platforms, but I know that there have been like difficulties and disruptions and issues with those. Okay, Let's take the Aztecs then. A highly unorthodox pick, but maybe not a terrible one. It's unfortunate that we're not getting the Teutonic District. The Teutonic District provides industry and faith, whereas the Sacrificial Altar provides +2 influence per adjacent district and faith. And a little bit of stability, but that's a trade route between friends. So, well, it's a trade route between not friends. It's half of one. So I don't really care about that. I mean, you could argue it's 1.5. But what we do get is +2 movement speed, cheaper units, and a warrior who is very cheap, has no prerequisite costs, and isn't a mounted unit. So it can actually climb walls, which is always nice. Always nice. Comfortably in first. But we know that the AI has changed a bit in this update, so I'm going to try and operate with a slight bit of caution too. Should check the stability on tire before that, but I'm assuming it's low. Imperial Power is a nice one to have as we move through to the next era. Bounce up to my other island up this way. These are technically the same territory, but North Island, South Island kind of vibes. And let's get a holy site here, just worshipping us. So a nice little slot for one. Get the whole gang on it. Just break them down with siege units. Not. Yeah, ain't nobody got time for that. Could you show us natural wonders? Hey, I'd love to, but I haven't found a single one. Not a single one on this freaking continent. But yes, I would love to. I'll definitely do it in a video if we can't do it on stream. I have got a couple of units that are starting to reach out a little further afield now, though. So maybe if we find a new continent, we might be able to find them. Ask my friends for maps.
Wisdom. I'm not thinking of
Friends?
brawn, but of corn, chocolate, and chilies. The Aztecs are a culture that makes my stomach rumble.
It's not a bad shout, though. Let's go for maybe Memphis. You want maps?
I have a proposal.
$200. Okay. All right, let's see. Any wonders? Oh, here's one. There's 2! No wonder we don't have any. Let's get open maps. Let's get visibility here, too. I'll allow it. It's worth it. Oh, it's actually not worth it because I can't afford it. Okay. Well, either way, here's a Mount Kilimanjaro. So Mount Kilimanjaro now. There's also Roraima. Do we have Everest anywhere? Any Everesters? That looks... Nope, it's just a one-tile mountain. Oh, God. The Great Blue Hole will hopefully be around here somewhere too. One of my faves. Okay, well, look, we've at least got 2 that I've found quite easily and readily. Look, there's another single tile mountain. They look really cool. So let's have a look. Mount Kilimanjaro. +1 food, +1 vision range, and natural wonder control effects. Therefore, overall equal 10 stability, 5 influence, 5 food on Farmer's Quarter. Interesting. Does that apply to every Farmer's Quarter? It doesn't say it's territory specific. Natural wonder control effects. Either way, it's strong. If it's just this territory, it's good. Well, it's equivalent to a luxury effectively being added on, right? Like a sage or something. If it's everywhere, then it's really quite good. Every Farmer's Quarter in the city. Okay, so it's in the same way that we get +10 stability on city, it's also +5 food on city. On this city. Thank you, cat. And then Mount Roraima. This one explicitly says that it's on city, so I won't ask. I won't hunt out vagueness there. Mount Roraima provides +2 food and +1 vision range and +3 industry per worker on city or outpost. That is quite nice. Probably equating to around an extra industrial quarter if you've got decent industrial quarters online, I would say. Cool. Cool. Nice to see some unique flares to them. I love it. I love it. And I'm glad I could demonstrate that because my alarm went 5 minutes ago, which means, unfortunately, I'm really sorry to end early. But I've got to go. I have not seen the insurance fraud video on Humankind, QRIOX. And I'm glad that I can show you the wonders. Facts. Ants. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'll be back live, probably not when I get home, because it'll probably be like an hour and a half or 2 hours. And by then, loads of you will be in bed or watching, I don't know, Parks and Recreation with Netflix or whatever you do in America. But thank you for joining me. I will be back tomorrow, slightly later than today, probably, but streaming at this time. Guaranteed. I think we'll jump back into Humankind. Probably this save, if you want to see me carry on this one. Or we could start a new game on different settings and place in different cultures. I don't mind either way. My goal is to test this update, and so far, so good. I'll also try and provide some more concise, upfront coverage of it in video form as well. But we'll see how we go. Either way, thank you very much, everybody. We finished on 174 likes, which is just nuts, and had loads of people tuning in. I want to give an extra special shout out to Amplitude Studios for rating us on Twitch, and for the Cat of Nine Tails for answering questions for us here. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. Thanks to the moderation team for keeping us safe. I saw you guys catch a couple of nasty messages that weren't automatically filtered out. So thank you for that. And last but not least, thank you to the 2 super chatters this stream as well. Franklin, your $3, and Major King Kong, your $5 will not be forgotten. Also, Ollie Palmer resubscribed on Twitch, and the Immortal and Aaron also celebrated their channel member anniversaries. Honestly, huge love. Huge love out to all of you. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you almost certainly 95% likely around this time tomorrow. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye. Love you, bye. Love you, bye. See you, bye.